Hi, everyone, and welcome back to The Follow Through. My name is Avery Brenna Crumrine, the author of Intention into Action, and this episode is for the moments when you know exactly what you should be doing and you just don't feel like doing it. Like you have the plan, you have the goal, you even said you were going to do it, and then it comes time to actually follow through and you just don't. And this isn't because you can't, it's just because you don't feel like it. And that's the part no one really talks about because everybody loves the idea of discipline. But no one talks about what to do in the exact moment when you don't feel motivated at all. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. I used to think that people who were consistent just felt more motivated than everybody else. Like they woke up and just wanted to do the hard things. But that's honestly just not true. There are so many moments where I don't feel like doing something at all, whether it's recording an episode, sending an email, following up with someone, or even doing something that I actually really care about. And the difference isn't that I just suddenly feel motivated, it's that I've learned how to act anyways. Because if you rely on how you feel, you're going to be inconsistent. And inconsistency is what keeps people stuck. I remember when I was first working on my book, there were so many days when I just didn't feel like writing. And it's not because I didn't care about it, because I honestly cared a lot about writing the book, but I would sit down, open my laptop, and immediately feel this resistance. Like I'd think, I'll just do it later, or I'm not in the right mindset right now. I want this to be really good when I'm working on it, and it's not going to be good if I work on it right now. And so I would push it off some days. And what I started to realize is it wasn't about writing at all. It was about avoiding the discomfort of starting. Because starting means that it might not be perfect. It might be messy. I might not like what I create. And that feeling is what I didn't like dealing with. But once I actually started, even if it was just a little, it was never as bad as I thought it would be. So here's the shift that changed that for me. You don't need to feel like it, you just need to start. Most people think they need the motivation first before they do something, but motivation usually comes after you end up taking that action. So instead of asking yourself, do I feel like doing this? Just ask, what is the smallest version of doing this? Because starting removes the pressure. Instead of thinking that you need to finish this whole thing, it becomes, I'm just going to open it. I'm just going to write one sentence. I'm just going to send one email. And that's what actually gets you moving. So this is what I do now when I just don't feel like it. I just stop waiting to feel ready because I already know that I won't. And if I wait until I feel like it just won't get done. I make it smaller, way smaller than I think it needs to be. Not, I need to work on this for an hour, but I'm gonna do it for 5 minutes. And most of the time, once I start, I just keep going. And even if I don't, I still followed through. I remove the option to negotiate. Because your brain will try to convince you later is fine, tomorrow is better. And I just don't let that be an option anymore. If I said I was going to do it, I do it, even if it's the smallest version of doing it. I focus on identity and not outcome. Because I'm not trying to have a perfect day of doing everything, I'm trying to be someone who follows through. Because every time you act when you don't feel like it, you'll build that identity. And what this really comes down to is a decision, not a feeling. Not a perfect plan or waiting until everything lines up. But in the moment when you say, I'll do it when I feel like it, you've already given away your control. Now your actions are going to depend on something that changes all of the time. But when you decide, I'm doing this no matter what, even in the smallest way, that's when things start to shift. That's when you stop negotiating with yourself. And that's when you stop pushing things off. That's when you start building real momentum. And it's not going to be dramatic, it's not some huge life changing moment. It's quiet. It's like opening your laptop when you don't feel like it. It's you sending the email that you've been putting off all week. It's you doing 5 minutes when you said you would. And those moments, they stack. They're going to compound. And eventually they become proof. Proof that you follow through. Proof that you don't just talk about things and that you actually do them. And once you have that proof, you start showing up differently. Because now it's not a question of will I do this anymore. It's just a question of when. At the end of the day, following through is not about being perfect. It's about doing things when it's inconvenient, when it's uncomfortable. when you just don't feel like doing it. And that's actually the whole point, because anyone can take action when they feel motivated. But the people who actually get results are the ones who take actions when they don't. So next time you don't feel like doing something, don't overthink it. Don't wait for the feeling to change. Just make it smaller and start anyways. And prove to yourself that you're someone who follows through. If this helped you, send it to someone who needs it. And I'll see you guys in the next episode.